students, welcome back to the virtual classroom of computer science, and this is the class number 10. And in this class, we will be discussing the last topic of classes and objects. So you know that we are in the chapter classes and objects, and this is the last topic, objects as function arguments. Arguments, when you say, it may be an actual argument or a formal argument. So two arguments are there. Arguments are also called as parameters. They are also called as parameters. So two types of parameters or arguments. One is actual, the other is formal. So two concepts we have. One is the calling and the called. From calling, we have a function call statement. In that function call statement, we do find the actual argument. And in the called function, we do have in the function header formal arguments. So we are going to see that those two aspects, because to understand objects as function arguments, I will take a normal example, pass by value and pass by reference. Then we'll switch over to objects. Now I am discussing about only the value part. Next, according to the topic, we'll be discussing about objects. So before going to that topic, what we are going to do is we are going to understand the basic concepts about the declaration. Declaration of a variable, declaration of a normal variable, and its memory representation. I'm going to consider a normal variable declaration. The normal variable is int a. Okay, int a takes a value 5, and let us go for the memory representation. How does it take? Let us imagine like a table. So like a table I take, let us imagine the memory in this order. Int takes 2 bytes. You know fundamental data types. Int, float, char, double. Int takes 2 bytes, float takes 4 bytes, char takes 1 byte, and double takes 8 bytes. So int takes 2 bytes, I take a 2 byte representation. Then when I take this representation, you know each cell is 1 byte, and this 1 byte has got the 3 parts. One is the address, the second is the value what it stores in that address, and the name what we give, that is the name of that memory location. Likewise, when we take the 2 bytes, it does contain the same aspect here. So int takes 2 bytes, 6501, 6502, to addressing. Then the value is what? 5, and the name of the memory location is what? A. In this order it takes. Why did I tell you about this? Because we will be using the addressing part in reference. In pass by value, there may not be address, but in pass by reference and pass by pointers or pass by address, in that concept, we do have the addressing. Hence, you need to understand the normal declaration and its memory representation. Then we move on to the next part of the example. Here I have taken an example. This example is pertaining to pass by value. It's a very simple way that last year in your first year, if you see, you know that we had pass by value and pass by reference. Here I have taken swapping of two values. A's value, if at all, I take as 5, and B's value if I take as 10. A's value should be to B and B's value should be to A. That is, A will be 10 and B will be 5 in the output. Right now in the input we have A equals 5 and B equals 10. So we are going to swap it. The context you need to understand is about pass by value. You are passing by value. A and B are there. So here I have written a function here, that is function 1, has got a prototype here. That is, this line is called as function prototype. Function prototype means before you use a function, you are going to declare it. So when you declare the function, only then this function 1 can call function 2. And while calling, what are the arguments and how many arguments? So we have 2 arguments here and both are in the int category. So the order and the type should match in both the places. I have taken 2 variables here. So before I use those 2 variables, I need to declare, as I said with function, A and B are 2 variables, enter 2 values. A is going to take a value, B is going to take a value. We have already taken an example. Let us imagine that we have taken A equals 5 and B equals 10. Further moving, Cout. That is, as I said, this is the function call statement. This is the function call statement in this function 1, and this function call statement makes the control to move to the next function or the called function. I need to write the coding. So this is the function call statement, and A and B, which is taking value 5 and 10, will be sent there. That is, X value will be 5, Y value will be 10. How did X value become 5? Because A is giving the value to X and B is giving the value to Y. So we have accepted 2 values, A and B. As I said, 5 and 10 for A and B respectively. Then before function call, the values of A equals what? 5 and B equals 10. And then there is a function call. The call goes there. Calling function as well as what? Called function. So A is giving the value to X, or we could say X copies the value from A, likewise Y copies the value from B. The control has come here. Let us imagine the control has come here. So function 2, we need to write the coding. We are in function 2. We need to swap the values now. X value has become what? 5, and Y value is what? 10. Then I need to swap. Int temp, a temporary variable I take, then I swap or I exchange the value of X and Y. X should be taking the value what? 10. That is Y's value. Likewise, Y should be taking the value what? 5. That is X value. Temp equals, I need to transfer one of the variables value to temp. So I take X. X value was 5. Now we have given to what? Temp. Then X can take the value of Y. Since X has given its value to temporary variable and temporarily X value is stored, that is 5 is stored in temp. Now we will give Y's value to X. X is going to take the value from Y. Now X has become, what is the value of Y? 10. So X is 10. Likewise, Y's value will be changed now. Y's value will be from temp, because temp is taking X value. So I say here as what? Temp. This is about swapping or exchanging 2 values. At the end of this execution, X value will be 10 and Y value will be what? 5. The control comes back again here. If you see, after the function call statement, after function call, I have written a cout statement here. After function call, here A equals A. You may think that X value may be changing the original A, right? But rather what happens, when this statement after function call is executed, A's value, it will be printing the same value here. A equals 5 and B equals 10. There is no exchange, because when you made a function call, these variables, that is the formal arguments, what are the formal arguments? X and Y. The formal arguments cannot change the actual, and here the same value of A The given value of A was what? A equals 5 and B equals 10. And the same thing we printed, that is A equals 5 and B equals 10 before function call. And the control went to the called function. It exchanged, the control is returning to the same point where it left the function or the calling function. Then after function call, A equals A, the same A's value will be printed because there is no change. So the output will be, I am writing the output in this place, so you need to observe carefully what could be the output. The control enters. It says enter two values. So I am going to write what? Enter two values. Then we are going to enter those values, that is A's value and B's value. A equals, A's value is what? 5 and B's value is 10. So I'm not going to write A, rather I'm going to say as what? 5 and then press enter key and I'm going to give what? 10. Then I need to go to the next statement, that is before function call. Before function call. Before function call, I come to the next line because endl is there. A equals 5, the same line, and B equals 10. Then there is a function call made, exchange is done, then it comes back. Again there is a statement after function call. After function call, then A equals, as I said, the original argument's value. The original values will never change. So the same value gets retained. A equals 5 and B equals 10. Here in this context, I have taken the return type specifier as void. That is, in this header, void means, you know that a function will not return any value. If at all a function is returning a value, it may return an int or a float or a character or double. So any value it may return. But here in this context, I have taken here as what? Void. So a function is not going to return. My point is, if a function is returning, here you have two variables are there, x and y. A function will not be able to return more than one value. So, here in this context, x, y, when two variables I want to return back, I won't be able to do. I could give you one more example about adding two numbers. Let us imagine I take two values here, A and B, add two numbers, the sum of two numbers. Let us imagine enter two values. A is going to take the value and B is going to take the value. Let us take the same 5 and 10 and pass it here to the function call statement. I need to do some manipulations of the coding here. I will take as here, try to understand here, C equals function underscore 2 of A comma B. Let us imagine we are going to take function of 2, the arguments are what? A comma B. Then it goes here. Here in the return type specifier, I would like to change it as int. That means what? Function 2 is returning what type of value? Integer value. Now we have passed two values, A and B. Int x and y is going to take those A and B's value respectively. Here I would like to change the coding part. Here z, int z, and z equals x plus y, the final value z has got the sum value, then I am going to return the value. Return z's value. When I am going to return z's value, z is integer type, hence void I need to replace with what? Int. That means return type specifier of function 2 is integer and I have placed what? Int. So the integer value will be returned. Where is it returned? It is returned to C. So function 2 of a comma b is returning the value, and the value returned is to c. The value returned is what? The added value. What is the added value? 5 plus 10, 15. 15 will be the answer here. In this context, if you see, this function can return only one value. The previous example what I took? The previous example I took here as what? Int temp. Temp equals x, x equals y. And then y equals temp. Two variables are there, two variables value should be changed here. This is impossible. When a function is returning a value, a function can return only one value, more than one value it cannot return. Hence, what we do is, we work with address. That is, the actual argument's address is shared with the formal arguments. Hence, the changes what you make in formal arguments will make a change in the original, that is the actual argument. That's how the working of reference means. So let us go to the example for reference. I have taken the same example but little modification, so we will just check how pass by reference works here. Here if you check here, I have taken ampersand, that is the address operator. Here address operator refers to address. Void function 2, that is in the function prototype I have taken int ampersand comma int ampersand. That means two arguments, and here I also need to change in the function header of the second function or the called function. So let us go through the program again. Int a comma b, two variables, and let us imagine the same 5 and 10 is there. Then I move on, enter two values. Enter two values, a's value is 5 and b's value is 10. Before function call, a equals, I'll take this place for our output. So enter two values, 5 and 10 has been given as an input. Then before function call, a equals 5, the given value, b equals 10. So a equals 5, b equals 10. When there is a function call, a and b are the actual arguments, and a's value is 5 and b's value is 10, which is given to the reference. Reference is written as, if you see here in the function prototype, we have written ampersand. So ampersand x or address x, comma, int, address y. This denotes that x is a reference to a, y is a reference to b. X will be having the address of a rather. So when you look at the address level, if a has got the address 6501 and b has got the address 8801, I have taken an arbitrary value. So when a is taking the actual argument and giving to the formal argument, which is a reference in this place of formal argument, then both share the same address. If you ask what is the address of x, that is reference x, it is the same address 6501. Likewise, ampersand y, the same address 8801. Try to go through it. A's address is 6501. Likewise, the same reference, that is reference of A is x here. So both are having the same address, because in that address there is a value. As I said before, 1 byte, or for us it is 2 bytes since int is taken. So 6501 and 6502 we access by the first address only. 6502, the second address is disabled. Now we are going to take as what? 5, and the location of this address name, that is the name is what? A. So A's value is 5 and its address is what? 6501. The same address is given or shared to X. Both are directing to the same address. Hence, X is called as a reference of A or alias of A. If you know, few people have got the names Kumar alias Muhammad alias John. All the three are different names but the same person. Likewise, here also we have X as a reference to A. Both point to the same address. Hence, when A has got the value 5 and X being the reference to A or alias, that is, this address has got another name, that is X. Hence, both refer to the same value 5 as well as both refer to the same address, what? 6501. This is about pass by reference. If you see the coding part here in the called function, there is an interchange of values. X value has been given to Y and Y value has been given to X. So the resulting output for X and Y will be what? X value was 5, Y value was 10. Then resulting X value is 10 and Y value is 5. And there is a difference here in the actual argument. When the function call statement was made, A took the value 5, B took the value 10. Now, after function call, you should be answering me that after function call, there is a reference for A and B, alias of A, alias of B. That is, alias of A is X, alias of B is Y, both pertaining to the same address, both pointing to the same address. Now, A's value will be changing here because X value got changed there. Hence, A value also gets changed. So, I say here, A equals 10, B equals, what is that? 5. When the actual arguments give from the calling to the called is changing the values, swapping the values, and when it is coming back, when the control is coming back, now no need to return a value. As I said, if returning a value, it can return only one value, but here in this case, address is shared, referenced. Hence, when X changes its value, likewise, since X is alias of A, then A also changes its value. Hence, what happens? After function call, the original arguments reflect. That is, there is a change of values in A as well as in B. Hence, A changes the value to 10, that is, X has changed. Likewise, B changes the value to 5, that's how Y has changed. This is the concept of pass by reference. Next, we will be moving on to the objects, that is, objects as function arguments. Here I would like to represent the example pass by value, pass by reference pertaining to the object. So let us focus on the object point of view of an example. Here in this example, pass by value in the context of objects as function arguments. Preprocessor directives, then I have taken a class here. In the context of class we are doing now. Class convert. The class name is convert. Then public int I. I have not mentioned a private access specifier. I have mentioned the data member being I here, which is under public. Next, the same public, there is a member function. So one data member, that is I, and one member function, that is increment. And its argument, if you see, it is again an object. OBJ is the object, which is declared as an argument. You can see the class name here, convert obj. That is, obj is an object. Likewise, if you see the logic part of it, we are going to increment or multiply by 2 the given value. Obj in dot I is the data member. This obj is accessing this member. Under obj of class convert, this I is there. Then this obj dot I into 2. It will multiply and store the answer in the same data member of obj, and it is going to print the value of I in member function. This is the member function. Let me move on to the main function. This is the main function. Int main, open a flower bracket, convert obj1. obj1 is the object which is declared under the class convert, and obj1.I equals 5. So this obj1 is accessing I. So I equals 5. So far, all these data members were under private. The object in main function was not able to access the data member. Now, since this data member is under public, obj1 is accessing right now. That is, obj1.I equals 5. 5 is getting assigned to I. Then obj1.increment, we are making a call. That is, obj1.increment, and the argument is obj1 itself, because obj1's I, the I of obj1 has the value 5. Hence, we are giving from object to another object, obj. When the value has been passed, that is, passed by value, 5 is passed on to obj from obj1. Now, obj.I, that is 5 into 2. obj.I is 5 into 2, that is obj.I, that is I's value is what? 5 into 2 is 10. Hence, the value of I in member function of this obj.I will be 10, that is 5 into 10. When you look at the main function here, obj1.increment, that the call was sent and the control comes back and then resumes its execution, value of I in main function. So if you see obj1.I, obj1's value, that is I's value is 5. Hence, 5 is printed here. In the member function, 10 is printed. In the main function, I's value, that is obj1's object, I, is 5 itself. There is no change. But when we move on to pass by reference, there is a change. In pass by reference, there is an address operator added here. Hence, the address operator added to this obj or the object becomes the reference. Reference of whom, or alias of whom? Alias of the original. So when you go through again, obj1 is the object taken up in main function. obj1.I, that is obj1I, this is the data member assigned, accessed, because it is under public, as I said. I equals 5. Then obj1 is the object in main which is accessing the member function. While accessing, it is giving the argument as itself obj1, because obj1.I equals 5. The argument is passed as reference because here address operator is there. Now obj.I, that is this dot I, will be acting like obj1, or obj is an alias of obj1. Hence, here what happens? Obj, the moment there is a function call made, here obj will be having 5. 5 into 2, that is 10. Obj.I will be storing 10. Since Obj is the alias of Obj1, whatever the value I under Obj1 it had 5 is getting changed to 10 because alias is changing the original. Obj is changing, that is Obj1's value. Hence, when Obj is changing in the member function, let us go through it. Value of I in member function, Obj.I, that is the value of I in member function. Member function, I'm writing in the next line. Member function, Obj.I is 10. Likewise, the control moves on to resume its execution in main function. Value of I in main. I'm writing the second statement here. Value of I in main. This I could write in a single line. Value of I in main will be 10 again because the alias changes. Hence, the original object also changes its value. This is about pass by reference, and I have given 2 examples. The same example is there in the notes too. Please go through it, and here we end up classes and objects, this being the last topic. Thank you. Please do study well. God bless you.